What it do, KTTeeV? This is KT, and today I'm coming at you live with Miss Joya Elam, an educator in Den ISD. How you doing today, Miss Joya?
Hey, I'm making it. How are you doing? Trying to get used to this new normal.
Yes, I am because it's real. And the thing is, they say we're just at the beginning, so you just don't know how long it'll go. But like I said on the last one, this education thing it just keeps going. And so
Right.
now we have to make a way out of no way or find a way. As we get
Definitely.
started, could you just give me a little bit of information about you and what you do in your district?
Sure. So I'm an instructional specialist, and I'm currently at two Title I campuses. And so my role at these two campuses is to basically be a support for our teachers through curriculum planning, lesson planning, modeling lessons, mentoring, professional development. So those kinds of things like that. So I've been in that position for 5 years.
Oh, congratulations on the hard work. And
Thank
so as we
you.
think about digital learning, like you say, it's two Title I campuses.
Right.
How big is that struggle with technology? Are you seeing a lot of those issues arise at this time?
With using technology there, we have seen it. We have seen it. One of my campuses is about 42% title, but the campus is around, I think, like 88% title. And so, in fact, we have reached out, the district has for these particular our campuses just to get a survey to kind of gauge where the families are as far as their technology. Because obviously that's what we're having to go for as far as getting the information out to our kiddos for them to continue learning. So right now they're surveying and they're going to be making next steps based off of those survey results.
Ah, yes, and see, that's why you want to hurry up and get back everybody to learning, but then you think about the survey, and so the time that'll take, and so that pushes us back maybe
Right.
another few days, and so the
Exactly.
cycle but we got to do what we got to do. Have your school district made any definite plans as how they want to roll out the virtual or the next steps, or it's kind of depending on the survey?
Well, depending on the survey, I do believe that they will at some point be handing out some technology based off of that. All of our elementary campuses have been equipped with classroom sets of Chromebooks. So that might be where they'll be leaning towards as far as checking those out. I really cannot speak on what middle school and high school will be doing, but I can say for K-5 campuses, that's probably going to be the next step for us.
Okay, and so how does that look with you planning, and how have you had to adjust your planning and support?
Well, basically, since I'm not having to plan for an entire class, where I come in with my support would be to help create some lessons that are going to be accessible on the internet for the teachers to be able to use as an additional resource. So what I've been doing a lot of is creating basically kind of like how-to videos for certain concepts, like the big rocks that the kids have already learned this year, and putting those to like a YouTube channel so the parents can access that. To be honest, my more concerned my more concern is for our K1 more than our 3, 4, and 5, because K1 they generally don't learn using the technology. It's more hands-on in the classroom, and so I think those videos would help parents a little bit more with what they have at the house to use to kind of work with their kids hands-on.
I know that's what you're working on now. Is there anything that is being pushed out from the district that you all are sending, or is it kind of more centralized to you guys?
Well, it's kind of all still up in the air. We're still kind of in the process of figuring this out. And I will say this, this was supposed to be our first week back after spring break. So we found out during spring break that we weren't coming back. So there was not, prior to leaving for our break, there was not a lot of time to plan and put some things into place. So as Monday, we met as schools over, online, trying to get those next steps. So this week is the week of growing and trying to figure this out.
Yes, yes, and that's what I was going to ask. How are you meeting with the teachers as you create these lessons?
So right now we are doing staff meetings biweekly. basically getting our information from our admin. And then our specialists, we've created separate folders. And then as we are putting things into those folders via Google, because we're a Google district, just notifying teachers at that time when something's in there. And so it's email and trying to just find out what they best want. I will say that one thing that needs to be decided by the end of this week is for our grade levels to decide what are their big rocks that they're wanting to tackle for however long we're having to do this from home. And so have that information, then I can start building up the resources with that.
How has this affected you as you talk about the new normal? Like how is it affecting you?
To be honest, I was just talking to a colleague just a few minutes ago before we started talking, and she had said that she had seen some of my videos, and she's like, wow, you're really rocking that. And I said, well, thanks a lot. To be honest, I am loving it because I'm getting a chance to really do some good work. I feel that I haven't had an opportunity to do during the school year because as a role of a specialist, sometimes we're pulled in many different directions that don't always get to deal with the coaching of the teacher. Sometimes you're doing some discipline stuff. Sometimes you're doing some intervention things. So the actual coaching part and that kind of gets pushed to the side, especially during STAR time. So now that STAR is not going to happen, this is allowing me to get to do what I really love to do. So I'm enjoying getting up every morning, getting into the office and working a good 4 or 5 hours and going on with my day.
Okay. And do you have kids personally?
I do. I have two kiddos. One 19-year-old, so she's in the upper education. Then we have a 12-year-old son, 7th grade.
But he's in the same district, so you all are kind of just waiting.
True. Now I will say they're doing things a little differently in the middle schools. I do know that they have already been using Google Classroom all year. So middle schoolers are a lot more familiar with Google Classroom than elementary. So there was always some times where he was having to submit assignments throughout the school year for those teachers. So that's where they're going to be, that's what they're going to be using as far as the technology. So
any barriers you've seen to that implementation, or everything is just going as planned with those guys, huh?
I believe so. The middle school, I don't think there's any barriers. I've heard some of my elementary teachers discussing various ways that they're wanting to communicate, Google Classroom being one, and Seesaw, which is an online portfolio. They're more familiar with Seesaw over Google Classroom. And our district, before all of this had happened, had purchased accessibility for all the teachers to use Seesaw. So I don't know how many actually got it up and running a couple years ago when they first did it. And now they're probably thinking, man, I should have gotten it done then, So
you think about all those times that tech specialist is really pushing to use that digital, get everybody familiar, get it set up.
Right.
And now
and sometimes we just delete as we see the emails.
Yeah.
I don't need that right yet.
So now all of them are feeling like justified, like I told y'all. And so as we wrap it up, what words of wisdom or encouragement would you give to somebody who really just don't know what to do right now in your district or another?
Okay, well, I'm glad that you asked this because this is straight from our superintendent, Dr. Jamie Wilson. And he wanted to relay to all of us and stress this. Allow yourself some grace this week. Allow yourself some grace that this is uncharted territory for all of us, and that if you put too much pressure on yourself, it's not going to be a good thing. So allow yourself some grace to kind of get your bearings and figure it out, because there's right now no right way to do this because we're all in this figuring it out, So this week was the grace period to kind of figure out, talk to parents, communicate with parents, and, start lining some things up and really learning to use the resources that we do have, and then just working together as a team.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information. Thank you for those words of encouragement.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time today, though.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. This is KT for KTTeeV signing out. 100.